We have one viewer's waiting. I bet that's Ben.
It is.
Okay.
Hello, chap.
What if you're the one that says hello?
Oh.
Oh. Well, this honestly, what this has been so far is me literally just talking to myself, and no one's ever watched. So it has literally just been a conversation with myself.
My face looks so different when it's flipped 180. That's
really?
That's not how my face is supposed to look.
You never see your face from any other angle but reversed.
Well, yeah, but
because when you look at yourself, it's always in a mirror. It's always reversed every time.
Yeah, that's not the person I usually see.
What?
Oh man.
Oh, so this is how everybody else sees you.
Yeah, and it's different.
Wait. I part my hair to the right.
I want to find the stream so I see what I look like now.
Here, I'll spike.
I'll
try it different.
Wait. I part my hair to the right. Man, my audio is so
find the stream so I see what I look like now.
Mine's not. I apologize.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think we're good. I think I've adjusted our volume levels good too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So what's your poison tonight?
Mine's a mystery. Because we have some loose tea bags, and I don't know what kind it is. I think it's chamomile, but it has a really like fruity taste to it. So I'm hesitant to call it chamomile.
Hopefully it's not actually poison.
Yeah,
if it
could be though.
This would be a very exciting stream.
It is fall. The colors are coming out, so I've got spiced apple cider tea.
Ooh, nice.
That sounds really good.
It is very good.
What's the difference between what is apple cider tea besides just apple cider?
It's just less flavorful than apple cider. It's essence of the same thing, but in warm water.
It's the LaCroix of apple cider.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Ben?
I have a decaffeinated chai with a splash of soy milk.
That's exactly what Sarah drinks besides the caffeine.
I drink it with caffeine in the morning.
Yeah. My I lost Brandon. My Mountain Dew comes out with a you're back. Mountain Dew comes out with a Halloween Mountain Dew. It's called Voodoo. And it's so I love it. It's so fun. And Sarah just got me one from Target, so I had one of those today. And I haven't had caffeine in a while, and I just felt wired. Super wired.
That's fun. Did you have a particular opening topic you had in mind?
Well, I'm still figuring out what this is, right? Like I like the idea of just having a place to come and like I don't know. I want to mix the comfort of like having tea and being with friends in like a cozy space while still like talking about a game that I really like talking about, and that I love. So I do have some things, but obviously whatever we want to talk about, I'm open to. I have no real agenda. However, I do have one thing that I kind of want to try, and we can say no, and I'm okay if we say no, but I want to play a game. And do you want to start with the game, or do we want to end with the game? It's pretty short. It's not a long game.
Let's
I
start.
feel like I want to know more about the game before I decide.
It's a word game, but there is a D20 involved because this is D&D. So if you have a D20, you can go grab it, or you can use an online one if you want. So do we want to do it
I'm
first
good either
or
way.
last?
Maybe
Let's do
first,
it.
and then if we like it a lot, we can play it again last.
Oh, I like that. We could do it round 2. Okay. Okay, here's the game. Step 1. You're going to have 30 seconds after when I say go to write down a 5-letter word. Don't show anybody, don't tell anybody, keep it secret. Just write it down and make sure you have it at the end of the 30 seconds. It's an elimination style game. So the last person standing with their word not being guessed wins. So that's the goal of the game, is to be the last one standing. What's going to happen is we're all going to write down our words, and then we're all going to roll a d20. The person, we're all going to also reveal... actually, yeah, so I'll roll. The person that rolls the lowest has to reveal the next letter of their word.
Okay.
Or the letter of their word, yeah. The person that rolls the highest says somebody's name and guesses their word. And we keep doing that until somebody's word is guessed. Does that make any sense?
Yes, I need to go get a paper and pen.
Yes, good idea. So go get your stuff and supplies that you need. You can use... You do literally have a computer in front of you, Ben, but... You know.
Yeah. I do feel like I would be better with like a pencil and paper.
I love
Write down like what I know about yours, but I don't know why that would be better.
I love that Ben is the computer programmer and he's the one that's like, I need pen and paper. Off I go.
This is D&D and T. We use very classy things
Yes.
like paper.
And pens. Okay. I'm going to get my clock out. You'll have 30 seconds to think of a 5-letter word to use. On your marks, get set, go. $15 seconds. 10. 5. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Everybody got their word?
Yes.
I am not happy with mine. I'll say that right now. Not happy.
Mm.
And I had all day to think about a word because I came up with the game like at
Oh,
the beginning of the day. But I didn't want to solidify anything. I wanted to put myself under the same pressure. So
Just said you're not happy about it, and you said not happy twice. So I hope your word is happy a lot, and that you're trying to throw us off.
Oh my gosh, we got him.
well, I'm out. All right, roll your d20. Lowest reveals their first letter.
Mine is 14.
13.
2.
Yes.
Oh,
All right, Brandon, what's your first letter?
My first letter is F.
F. Ben, you get a guess first.
fairy.
Is incorrect.
You also do have to specify which fairy.
Oh,
F-A-I-R-Y or F-E-R-R-Y?
Fairy.
It's not that one.
That would have been funny if it was F-E-R-R-Y. I think it's fence. F-E-E.
No, it is not fence.
Okay, Brandon, you can take a guess on one of ours.
Gotta say Parker's is happy.
It's not happy.
Dang it!
I said it wasn't happy. I told you that. All right, should we use this? We got to roll again. All right, roll your d20s again. Oh, not good. 7.
And
15.
Ah, mine is an S.
Do I guess?
Oh, top was yours? Yeah.
Um, Satin.
No.
Cent. CENT.
Nope. Brandon, is yours Frisk?
It's not Frisk.
I was so excited. All right, roll the dice. 17.
Google's D20 is pretty solid.
Screw you, Google.
20. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's not that. I rolled a D20.
Oh, good.
What did you get?
16.
How much?
Got a
when-
6.
We'll say if you roll either a 1 or a 20, if you roll a 1, you have to reveal 2 letters. And
Nice.
if you roll a 20, you get to guess twice. All right, Brandon, give us your next letter.
Oh.
Okay. Ben, what'd you get again?
16. So
Okay.
2.
Brandon, I think your word is force. Force.
Nope.
Ben, your turn.
Can I guess Brandon's?
Or mine.
Oh, either's. Okay. Sure, I'll try and guess Brandon's. Augie.
Not Foggy. I'm gonna guess Parker. Yours is silly.
No, that would have been a good one. All right, roll again. 11.
5.
4.
Oh, Brandon.
Oh, that's rough.
This is not gonna go well for me.
No.
Next letter is R. FOR.
Oh, shoot. I think yours is forks.
No.
Okay. Parker. I'm gonna guess yours is slime.
No. That was a good one.
I'm gonna guess Parker's. Yours is salve.
No. Oh, man. Oh, you guys are coming up with such good words. It is not that good. All right, let's roll again. Ben has yet to reveal a letter.
Right.
No.
12.
9. Oh, it's me.
Ben.
R.
All right, Brandon. Guess first.
N. Is yours river?
No.
Oh, good guess. Ben, is yours races?
No.
Ben, take your guess.
Parker, is yours Wait, can we do pronouns? I don't think you would do a pronoun. Saint.
No. All right, roll again. We're gonna get close. Oh no. 5.
9.
18.
Ah. My next letter is T. And Ben, I think you guessed first, right?
Start.
For me?
Yeah.
No. Brandon.
Parker, is yours stain?
No. Man, I can't figure out Brandon's. I'm sitting here and I know it's so close and I can't get it. Ben, is yours Oh, I'm thinking of 6-letter words. Rafts. As in you float down the river on a rafts.
Nope, it is not.
Okay. All right. Here we go. 16.
4.
9.
Okay, Brandon.
T. FORT.
Brandon, is yours forts?
Oh.
What?
Brandon, is yours forte?
Yeah, you got it.
Ah, Brandon's out. Okay, it's me and Ben. Okay,
Alrighty.
roll away. 17.
17.
Yeah. You got a 17?
I did.
Oh shoot. What should happen now?
Both reveal.
Do we both
reveal? My next one is an R.
Mine is a I.
Who guesses first?
Let's see. We could. Okay, we each say a number. Wait. Oh, Brandon,
Yeah.
you pick a number.
Roll a number and you guys guess
Yeah,
number between 1 and 20.
I love
See
that.
who's
Whoever's
closest.
closest.
Okay, I'm gonna guess
We
7.
should say it at the same time. Okay. I was gonna guess 15. So.
Number's 18, so Parker guesses first.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I am so bad at this. Why did I come up with this stupid game? Ben, is yours rifle?
No, it's not. Is yours strip?
Strip?
Strip.
No, it is not. Oh, I would have win so bad. All right, roll again. Oh no, 10. Come on, Google.
Ooh, a 1.
A 1.
Oh, 2 letters.
Oh no.
SK.
Is yours risks?
It is not.
What? Oh, I know what it is. Okay.
Is yours trap?
Strap?
Yeah.
It is not. Okay,
Nuts.
here we go.
Better
This
roll high,
This might
Ben.
be it. Last roll, I think. 12.
Oh, 9.
Yes.
Oh.
Is yours? We shouldn't reveal the last one. I think that's unfair, right? To reveal just the last letter. And
Yeah, you just lose.
Is yours risky?
It is risky.
Yes, I won the game I made up. I feel so good about myself.
What was your word that you were sad about, Parker?
Anybody want to take any other guesses?
Strut?
No, it is straw.
Straw.
Straw is what it was. I originally was going to do straws, and I was like, oh, that's 6. I can't do that word. And I was like, just, you don't need to pluralize it. Get rid of the S. I don't know why that was thinking.
That is a fun game.
None of us did plural words.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, thanks for playing that. I kind of have this idea, if we want to talk D&D stuff, I kind of have this idea that I think would be fun to do, because after we did the rat race in our session, I thought that was a lot of fun. And hi Sarah.
Mini
And
games.
yeah, I think it'd be fun to do mini games and like create mini games and post them somewhere, or like people could buy them, so we can like generate some hype about it, and like people could purchase it if they want to like support the channel. Because I don't know if I want to do ads on the channel. I don't like ads.
Yep.
And we're not even
With you there.
close. We're not even close to ever getting ads. You know, like I doubt we will ever get ads.
Or people.
Yeah,
Besides ourselves watching ourselves.
we actually are up to 22 subscribers, which is a lot more than I thought. And on Twitter, I'm using Twitter mainly right now. We're, I think, at, let me see how many followers we're at. We're at 22 followers also, so it's
Ooh.
slowly building.
How many
Awesome.
of them are people you don't know?
So YouTube, a significant portion, I would say 14 are people that I probably know. So 8 of them are people I don't know. On Twitter, none of them are people I know. That's not true, except myself. I did follow us on Twitter, even though I don't use my personal Twitter. But So yeah, I thought that would be. I'm trying to think of ways like if we ever wanted to try to get people to, if people ever wanted to like support us or support the channel at all, so we could improve our mics, improve just our quality of content, then have a way besides just YouTube advertising. So if we think of any fun mini games, we'll put them in a book and
We could dig up Battlezoid.
yeah, that's not a
Oh,
mini game,
yeah.
Ben. That's a what are they called?
It
A
is a
CC
full-
a CCG.
Yeah. Good. It's a
I think
game.
I've still got my deck.
Ah, nice.
What?
I think I have one somewhere.
I don't know where mine went. That'll be worth $1 million one day, and I'll be out of luck.
Yeah.
I'll be on
First
the
edition.
I'll be on the outside of that $1 million investment somehow. Also, we'll have a falling out, and then we'll become estranged from everybody.
You'll be so proud of the group still.
I will be, or I'll hate you all with a unquenchable passion. One of the two.
Mhm.
Both of which I look forward to.
Speaking of Battlezoid, how far are you in The Body Keeps the Score? Oh, no, you haven't started it, right?
I'm intrigued as to how that relates, but I am not. I am 0%.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
Well, one of the like treatments for trauma that is discussed in the book is like getting out and like using your body in therapeutic ways that will help to release the tension or wherever you're holding that trauma to help it uproot itself. And theater, like you doing performing arts, is one that they talk about, and choir is another. And like I don't know, I kind of miss doing stuff like doing like real world physical things that aren't just sitting in an apartment.
Yeah.
But we started Battlezoid in choir. That's the
I'm in a choir group right now, and it is really nice to be a part of a group that's, we've got shows and dates coming up, and there's progress on our songs, and we're getting better, and it's definitely therapeutic.
Yeah,
That's
one of my biggest regrets so far in life is not having tried musical theater. I think I would love to do musical theater. So I may at some point in time find like a community theater that I could try out for, because I've been in a one act play, and that was very
Remember that
fun.
play?
Yeah, it was really fun. I had no idea what I was doing.
We're very good.
I can't believe that. I think the reason why was because I was playing a vanilla returned missionary, and so my stiffness came off as like, oh, he's just an awkward RM, and my counterpart, she was so good that she kind of raised the whole thing, and the writing was fantastic. Ben Crowder, I still remember his name. He was an amazing writer. The script was so good. And
what was the name of the play?
oh boy, I don't remember. I think the name of the entire, this is actually a funny story. The entire set, it was a bunch of one act plays that got put together. And it was kind of a competition, like people voted on their favorite ones. I think ours took second place, which was awesome. And Ben Crowder was friends with Marcus. If any of you know Marcus, that's Sarah's brother. So Marcus actually watched me perform in the play before I'd ever met Sarah. So my brother-in-law met me before my wife did, without us ever knowing. Yeah. The whole thing was called Lost and Found. It was kind of about trials of faith in a way.
How does it end?
My play?
No, how does Lost and Found end?
So
Yes, I guess your play. Yes.
yeah, because Lost and Found was the conglomerate of all the plays. They were all
Mm,
separate. My play
okay.
started by me as a RM reconnecting with an old friend that I had found and finding her into a bunch of fringe doctrine. Um, and one of the funny things is at the very beginning, she is doing yoga and meditating. That's and I
Yeah.
walk in on her doing yoga because that's fringe. And this was how many years ago? It was 2007, 2008. So
Yeah, 2007, 15
freshman
years ago.
freshman year of college. Um, yeah, we were roommates, Brandon. That's right.
Yeah, I remember going with like a group of friends. And it was like we went to like support you. You know what I mean? Like it's like he's a friend. We should go. No matter what the play is about or if it's good or not.
Yeah.
I remember being like, Parker's really good at acting.
It's so funny you say that. I remember the one person I remember that I was just so happy they said I did well was Angela. Angela Roberry said I did a great
Mm.
job, and I was just like, that was the highest compliment anybody could have given me. Like,
A little old me.
yeah, because she's amazing. You know, she was an incredible actor.
Very talented.
Yeah. So, but we had a friend as well. I can't remember her name. It started with a B, I think Bria or something like that. She convinced.
Fertility?
No, it was a Y View friend.
Bria, I think her name was Bria.
Could have been. Um, but she had convinced me to go try out with her because she didn't want to go do it alone, and I ended up getting a major part, and she got a supporting character part, and I felt terrible about that because she had tons of theater experience, and I felt so bad that she didn't get a more prominent role. So sorry,
So,
long story.
so did you convince the person to stop meditating?
Great question. Uh, I don't know. How it goes is I find out as being an RM, I find out all these fringe doctrines she's into, and I become very concerned about it. And I'm like, no, you just need to focus on the doctrine, you need to focus on the core beliefs. And it comes to find out that she's trying to find a way to communicate with her father, who has passed very recently. And it becomes less about trying to decide who's right and who's wrong, and two friends essentially being there for each other. And it was beautifully written, just absolutely incredibly written. So that's how it ends, essentially.
Friendship.
Yep.
I was in a play once. Musical.
Were you really?
Yeah, here in Portland.
Really?
I mean, it wasn't a huge deal. It was a community musical, but it was the stake. And it was Fiddler on the Roof, and
I love Fiddler.
I played Perchek, the student who marries like the second daughter, I think.
The one that is poor and is
Yeah, the radical student.
Oh yeah, that's right. Does he go to war?
I think he goes to like protest in Kiev or something.
So was it the entire production of the musical?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
How was that?
It was really fun. I had a solo song. I had a little monologue about how people are dying and we need to like stand up and protect the immigrants and stuff like that. And I also did the bottle dance with the glass bottle on my head.
Did you actually have the bottle on
impressive.
your head?
Mm-hmm. With I mean, we had hats, and like one kid like put, I think, either a magnet or something in his hat. Maybe he like cut a hole in it. But yeah, I did it.
Whoa.
So I might have put a little water in the bottom of the bottle to like stabilize it a
Oh,
little,
well, then
but
it doesn't count.
I don't
Count.
I don't remember if I actually did that. I remember doing it during practice, but I don't remember.
That's amazing.
That's really cool.
Do you want to see an excerpt?
Yes.
Absolutely.
It'll take me a minute.
100%. Brandon, what's your musical career?
I was in 2 in high school. But I don't miss it.
Why not?
I don't know. It was 2 was enough for me in high school.
Were you in Seussical?
No, that was I think before us.
Huh.
I was in Footloose
Junior year?
junior year, and then
Yeah.
senior year I was in Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Oh. Don't remember you being in Thoroughly Modern.
I mean, I didn't really have a big part. I technically had a name. It was Ira Gershwin.
Oh, nice.
I got to stand next to George Gershwin when I forget the lady that sings. She says something about a Rhapsody in Blue, and then George he's like, "I have an idea for a song," and I just run off with him. I'm just the other Gershwin.
the
That's it.
lesser Gershwin.
People would be like, "Who is that person with George?" It's just Brandon.
Yeah, you never hear about Ira.
Well,
Poor Ira. I don't know if Ira actually helped with Rhapsody in Blue either. I think George composed that, which is basically the Gershwin song that 99% of people would know.
Just runs off stage. That's his whole life story.
What did you do in Footloose?
I was one of Chuck's 2 like bad boys. Like the girl gets around, that song or whatever, where we harmonize and we naughty dance moves. I got to do that. It was fun.
Nice.
A couple parents that like I knew were like, "You hip thrusted too hard. You need to not do that." In the next performance.
Did you say it's because I have so much practice?
I think I said sorry, but I think I hip thrusted harder the next time. So
you wore sweatpants just so people could see everything going on down there.
yeah, because there is a scene where we're in those like wrestling leotards or whatever.
Oh yeah, even better.
So it was pretty fun. I have the DVD and I haven't watched it since then, and I want to watch it. I've been wanting to watch it.
Yeah, now's the time.
Yep. You guys ready for this?
Ready.
Absolutely.
All right. Let me find.
This is gonna get our stream blocked.
Oh
It's
yeah. It's got such.
Maybe the audio quality will be bad enough that it won't.
Right.
YouTube won't know. It doesn't matter. No one's watching. We're good.
I lost it. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold your horses. Stop yelling so much.
Literally not going anywhere.
Where did it go?
Well, and you two were in men's choir too, which kind of had musical stuff a little bit.
Yeah, BYU men's course or
Sorry,
I actually was
high
not.
school. No, high school
I
men's
wasn't
course.
actually.
You weren't?
No, I wasn't.
Oh.
I just, wished I was. It's almost
Your
the same thing.
brother was. I stood next to him.
Andrew or Chris?
Mhm.
Oh, Andrew was in BYU men's course, I think. Where was he in?
He was right next to me. He and I stood next to each other the whole time we were in.
Yeah, I think I remember
course.
that actually, because I think I saw one of your performances and I remember that. How did your... Oh, there we go. Watch stream.
Okay, I'm gonna full screen it. Does that still work?
Yeah.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the bottle dance.
Okay. I want you to sing along with it.
Oh, there's no words to this part.
Oh, this is horrible quality on my end. Oh, I see you. You're on the left.
I'm on the left. Yeah.
Is that the guy on the right that doesn't he has a magnet on there? Yeah, for sure he did something.
I don't know. I remember one of the like kids did a magnet. The guy
I'm
on
so
the far
proud of you right now. This is so
this
cool.
is amazing. Oh, that guy on the far right, he's doing it for
Yeah.
real.
Oh.
Yeah, that guy second to the right, he is a big cheater pants, and I hate him.
I can see yours wobbling, so I know it feels like yours is more legit.
Yeah. Oh, you have the look of a determined athlete. Oh,
Oh,
I touched the ground.
wow.
oh, it's so close. Wow, that is impressive.
So amazing.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow,
Good time.
well done.
So talented.
That was
You
super
guys.
cool. I did
You guys.
not close stream. Wow,
I
that
also
was-
kind
that
of
was
want to
very
try
cool.
it on my own. Just see how long I go before the bottle breaks.
Yeah.
5 seconds. That's
Yeah,
what
I would not be able to do that. It's like wine bottles and you're wearing a bowler, right?
I think we use Martinelli bottles. Yeah.
Yeah,
It would have been
that's true.
funny if somebody
That's what
brought
a
wine
steak would've-
bottles.
Empty ones. Cooked with them, I swear.
My dad actually has a ton of non-alcoholic wine. He cooks with non-alcoholic wine all the time.
I got my mom some red wine for Christmas.
Oh yeah.
For cooking. But it's it's alcoholic.
It's good in bolognese.
I've told you red wine's the only thing I've gotten drunk on, right?
You got drunk on red wine?
Have I told you that story?
No, and I would love to hear it if you want to tell it. It is on the internet if you tell it, so
Oh.
yeah, okay.
So this was maybe 3 years ago. I was interested in alternate states of consciousness. And so I was like, well, drunkenness is one of those.
True.
And so I went to the Utah State liquor store, which they make you feel terrible going in. There's like these huge red letters, like liquor store.
Yeah.
And anyway, you go in and
Which one
like,
did you go to?
signs. It was in Provo.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I got my red wine. I can't remember what, maybe I can't remember, but
Yeah, it's the most confusing thing walking into a liquor store for the first time. You're like, what is this?
yeah, and like I don't know how to pronounce any of the words, and anyway, so then I go home and yeah, I just I did have one glass the night before, and then just to like taste it, and then the next night, or the night I got the wine, and then the next night I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a controlled test with the rest of this bottle. I think they were like probably 3.5 glasses or so.
Yeah.
And
like full glasses?
Like wine glasses.
Yeah, okay.
So 3.5 servings of wine. By the way, you might already know this, but all servings of alcohol have the same amount of alcohol. So if you have a drink at the bar, like, hey, can I have a beer? Or hey, can I have a margarita or a shot of whiskey? Like, no matter what size the glass is, it's always going to be the same amount of alcohol content.
Huh.
So you can know, like, oh, I'm safe up to 3 drinks. I know I'm okay.
Yeah, you just fill up less quickly on less amount of liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not true everywhere you go, right? Like different states have different servings. Is that right?
So, Utah might have weird rules.
They do.
I know they do in grocery stores. Like you can't get certain percents of alcoholic beer
Over
in
5%.
grocery stores. But at a bar, I think there, with maybe some weird exceptions around like beer, like I'm sure
that can't be true for beer because there's different alcohol by volume, right?
Yes, but at a bar they'll generally, I think, give you the amount that would get you that drunk. So like, if you can get whiskey in Utah, can you get whiskey in Utah? Is that a thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay, because I know there's like an alcoholic content rule, and I can't remember. I'm sure whiskey is over the limit, but I don't remember what.
Mainly just grocery stores. That's the only thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. So yeah, I think at a bar they would follow this rule of thumb, and it's not going to be exact. But like generally speaking, a shot of whiskey and a glass of beer and a glass of wine, like it'll be about the same. But anyway, that's a tangent.
I like that you had controlled all your variables. You're like, this is the test.
Yep. So yeah, I made sure no one else was home because I didn't want anyone, I didn't want to hurt anyone in my drunken stupor and
drunken rage.
Yeah, and so yeah, I just drank 3.5-ish glasses of wine while watching Westworld.
Oh yeah.
And then I finished. It took me about an hour-ish to drink it all. And I was like, I should probably try walking in a line. And I was like, oh, I can't walk straight. And that was kind of fun.
Look at this evidence. Like, I've proven it.
I am certified drunk. And
I wish I was there.
And then, yeah, it was pretty late at that point. It was like almost midnight, and I was tired. It's like I basically didn't do anything else. I just like collapsed on my bed and fell asleep. And what happened next? I did not get a hangover, which was cool.
Oh, that's nice.
I guess maybe I was well hydrated. I think that's what can help with that. And then I did have a terrifying dream where it was a vivid dream. It like felt like really real and vibrant and too graphic. I was like driving a car and then I crashed and I flew out the windshield and I was like laying on the asphalt like disfigured with like my bones all broken, and I was like, I'm supposed to be dead, but I'm not dead. Why am I not dead right now? And like I wasn't waking up either, and I'm like just like bleeding.
You always have the craziest dreams. Like that's the thing. This is not the first time I remember you telling me about dreams you've had, and your dreams are always weird, and you always remember them. I feel like you always remember your dreams.
I remember them when they're weird. I think that one was telling me don't drive if you're drunk. I think that's what it was saying.
Good lesson.
But basically, I woke up, and the next time I had red wine, I like kind of had an aversion toward it. I was like, this. I didn't really feel like finishing it. I think
if I got in a car accident in my dream after getting drunk off of it.
Yeah, but I've had other drinks and it seemed fine. But I'm kind of bummed because red wine's supposed to be like the healthy one, right? So
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, my drunk story is. My favorite drunk story is me and when Jameson came and visited, we did a pub crawl, and we went to Poncho missed his sister, and we went to a bunch of different bars I had planned out. It was really cool because McMenamin's was like a bottle shop. They had like a bottle shop that we went to, and they had Shade's beer there, which is a Utah beer, which is my favorite brewing. They do sour beers, and they do the best sour beer. It's so good. And so I bought it there. But we started getting we drank more and more, and we had we had like an hour and a half long conversation eating like Chinese crepes with some Canadians, and that was a blast. And then I remember we were getting pretty drunk, and we were walking along the road, and I saw a library across the street, and I was like, "Oh shoot, I need a library card." So we went across the street and got a library card,
Oh my gosh.
and it was like the highlight for me.
Nice.
And I
That's
did
awesome.
at the last bar we went to. I actually got cut off at the last bar, because
Really?
I'm a very social drunk.
Oh, so funny story. I've been cut off. Uh, this was like 5 years ago before I would have ever even ordered a drink. But it was like entered the bar and we were having such a good time, just totally sober.
Yep.
There were like the waitress like came up and was like, "Hey, I was just told like I won't be able to serve your party drinks, but you know you can have food."
You're like,
Awesome.
what about Sprite? I really wanted another one.
Shirley Temple.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that you talked about like physically engaging yourself too with trauma. Me and Brandon were kind of talking a little bit before the stream about distraction, and I was thinking about it while I was making my tea, and it's interesting because like I was telling Brandon, as I've been meditating, I've been really becoming aware of my emotions, and how first of all, recognizing my emotions was step one, and then step two for me right now has been recognizing where I keep my emotions in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So like my and like trying to be very non-judgmental about it. So like when I feel very anxious, I feel it in my gut, like my intestines and my throat. And I hold a lot of stress in like my shoulders and neck. And when I'm angry, I actually just found this out the other day. When I'm angry, I feel it in the front of my forehead. I get it like right here. And like, you know how you see red? Like I feel it in my eyes a little bit too. So it's been fascinating. And we were talking about how like a lot of times when we feel, it's happened to me when I feel like very sad, I distract myself from it. And and as a like recreation therapist, a lot of times I think one of recreation's best uses is actually distraction. Because I think it's the analogy I always use is like when you're in your own head and in your own mind and just thinking about like your feelings, you get stuck, and it's like you're running on a treadmill constantly. Like your brain is just running and running and running. And recreation and games and distraction is taking a step off of the treadmill for a little bit. So it gives your brain a rest. The one thing though that I've learned is that distraction is like, it's like a medication. It's like a treatment. And any medication can be abused. Just like alcohol can be, or you know, even normal prescribed medication can be abused, right? And you can become dependent on it. Like I'm probably pretty dependent on my anxiety medication at this point. Like
it can keep you alive while you're figuring out the root cause.
Yeah, it can be an extremely powerful tool. So I think it's tough. I don't know if I've figured out, especially even as a recreation therapist, I don't have an answer for like when distraction is good versus when it's bad. You know, that's tough.
Yeah. What's the balance? You know, it's definitely thinking about that same exact thing. And sometimes I think about it as a treadmill, and sometimes it feels kind of more like a spiral. It's like you do. Not only should you get off the treadmill, like you have to get off the spiral. You need some kind of distraction.
Yeah, that's actually even better. Like because you can't really get out of it. You know, like and distraction doesn't solve your problems. It doesn't. You still have those problems. You know?
I would counter though that recreation might be unique from other forms of distraction in that it might actually solve the root problem. Like it might help you form relationships, or it might help you like reconnect with nature, or yourself in ways that like taking a pill or playing a video game might not help you as much with.
I think that maybe the bridge that I think you're kind of talking about kind of bridges distraction from like purpose or to purpose. Then you feel that sense of purpose if you are, you know, connected to nature or with friends where, you know, we'll replay Dungeons and Dragons. And I love that we've how long have we been talking before we talk Dungeons and Dragons?
We rolled some D20s.
Nice. But we definitely can get together, and it's both a distraction for me and a purpose because of the friendship and connection. And I think that the game side of it is distraction and just fun, and I do enjoy that. But it's the people that give me a little bit more purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I totally understand where you're coming from. But to counter your counter, just what I thought of initially is like even exercise can be taken too far. You know, you could become dependent on exercise. Like I know people that are like, yeah, if I don't exercise, then like if I don't go for a 4-hour run every day, then I just feel terrible, you know. And like that is, it's interesting because we accept that a lot of times, like in sociality, you know, like especially with social media, it's so easy to distract yourself with interacting with others now. It's so simple right now. And I like what Brandon's saying, and that's kind of what I've been trying to distinguish right now, and it's tough. Is like I'm trying to be more intentional is the word I keep using, but I think more like meaningful or purposeful with the activities that I'm trying to do. Not just doing them mindlessly, being mindful about it.
I think it depends on why you're doing the activity too. If that makes sense. Like, is it just to distract? Is it to better yourself in some way? Are you just consuming media? You know what I mean? Or are you participating? You know what I mean? Are you involved in it at all? I think because a lot of people just watch TV, self included. And when I'm not participating in that, I'm just consuming media, and I don't think that distraction is even healthy sometimes. Sure. Whereas hiking, something else, you know, if I could replace that with more intentional hobby or distraction, it'd be a lot better.
Yeah, and it's tough because I think shoulds are hard. Like I think the word should is so tough. Like whenever I find myself saying I should do this or I should do this, usually it's followed by a feeling of guilt. And I've learned that when I start feeling guilty, it means that I'm going to stop doing something. Like that leads me to inaction. Because I feel like there's like, if I should, well, I'm not, well, I'm a worthless person anyway. So what's the point, you know?
I do say should way more than I'm supposed to. I've heard, like, you're not the first person to tell me that I just said should, and I have no recollection of saying the word should.
Yeah. I should stop using the word should. I really should.
I really should stop saying that.
But it's not, but that's the problem is it's not just about the behavior, right? It's there's something underlying there that manifests itself in a behavior, you know, like it's, and that's what's harder to get to. Like that's the hard part. And for me, you know, like it's taken me 33 years of my life to figure out that when I say the word should, I feel guilt. Like that's how long it's taken me, and that's like step 0, you know.
It is because I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, it's so hard. It's so hard.
Sometimes I wonder, like, do you feel like in your case, Parker, that you've always felt guilt when you say that word, or do you think it's a more recent thing?
And that's a good point. You know, always and never are real
Yeah.
real tough words, right? I would say the majority of the time it is guilt. Like, I should exercise more. I should eat healthier. I should take my dogs on walks. Oh shoot! I hope they didn't hear that. I should.
Oh.
Good, they're sleeping. You know, these things. And one thing that was really helpful for me is, like, when I was learning to meditate, there's an app called Atom, ATOM, and it says, like, when trying to build a new habit, you attach it to an already formed habit that you have, and that's like a prompt for you. So when I was trying to meditate, I would take my medication at night, and then I would meditate afterwards. And now I've been meditating for about 3 months, mostly every day, and that meditation has expanded into yoga, and it's become a habit now. Like, and I feel very proud about that. So I don't know. That didn't answer the question, but that's my response.
Yeah, I've also noticed a lot of things just about myself and recently, and I've been struggling to know, like, have I always been this way, or is it just that I'm more aware now?
Yeah.
Or wait, have I always been this way and I'm more aware now,
Yep.
or was I not this way before?
Yeah.
And now I am.
Yeah, that's one thing.
Like, it's hard to know.
That's one thing that's interesting about, like, values clarification. If you ever do values clarification, it's one of my favorite exercises to do. Is a lot of times it asks, like, you ask yourself the question, what when I was a child, when I was a kid, which of these values were the most important to me? And I think that's an interesting exercise to do.
You think that you even remember? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I can put myself in mindset anymore in some ways.
Yeah.
Why do you think
guessing.
that is?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like, you just can't remember, like, what mattered the most to me.
This is one thing I've been focusing on a lot, and it also relates to D&D in a way. I focusing on emotion, like, D&D actually opened my eyes to this in a way, which was really cool. When I think about my childhood and my past memories, yes, a lot of times I'm thinking of the events as they happened, but we've actually, like, a lot of research has shown that we don't remember the events very well. We usually remember our last retelling of the events. That's what we're remembering. So our story, it's like playing telephone with ourselves. It always changes a little bit. But one thing that I think we do remember more so is how we felt when it was happening. And now with D&D, I'm trying to shift from less thinking about the events that are going on and more trying to think, like, what is the feeling that I'm going for? Like, what is the emotion that is being, like, an NPC, you know, what are they feeling right now? And a lot of times a natural response comes from that feeling. I don't know. So I think that D&D has really opened up my eyes that, like, thinking from a different perspective outside of my own has actually given me a perspective on myself.
Right.
When I look back at, like, Tomb of Annihilation that we played, I do remember some events, but a lot of those events are tied to the feelings, like, and the hilarity that ensued when some of the funnier things happened, but then also, like, tough stuff that happened, like that first NPC death. We were, like, escorting that little girl or whatever, and it was just like, how could we have let this happen? Like, there's a lot of feeling associated with that. I don't remember her name.
Yeah, Annette or something like that.
Yeah, Annette.
Yeah. That's interesting. So, what would you say the feeling was when that happened? Like, what were you feeling? Or
Yeah,
your
so like
character.
as my character, yeah, because that's I when I try to play a character, I try to just think of how they are feeling, and I feel the same way. Just devastated because it was like it was something I felt like I could have focused on my character, just protecting her, for
Mm.
example, instead of attacking goblins that are killing us or whatever. And so it did feel like a failure of some kind to my character.
Hmm.
And I think we all
Yeah.
talked about that afterwards.
When Trix died, I felt something similar as Lauren in that basement.
Yeah,
Mold.
I felt stuff as Parker, and that was kind of a crazy time for me. Like I was literally in the middle of moving, and like I,
The the failed resurrection attempt.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like when I died, I was just feel like I was very like my my brain understood, you know, and like I don't. I found it to be like from a storytelling aspect, I loved it. I thought it was awesome. I just oops, sorry, dropping things. I don't know, I really enjoyed it from a storytelling perspective, and I didn't really think about how I was feeling about it as Parker, and I kind of like pushed my feelings aside,
Mhm.
and then later on I went through a bunch of different feelings. Like I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was, and then I was like really sad. And then I was a little upset. And then I was excited for my new character. And like all those things went just like they kept cycling those feelings. And it's amazing how much this game can impact our real life emotions. Um,
And I remember when you played Wayne and had Wayne react like I feel like a sane person would in a crazy world and
yeah.
just kind of walk off. We texted as a group quite a bit. Like, how's everybody feeling? Is everyone okay? Like, there was a lot
Yeah.
of just interpersonal stuff we wanted to make sure was good and okay because there's a lot of feelings if you really want to inhabit these characters and play a game with some friends.
Yeah, and I still have a lot of I've come to terms with it a little more, but I still have a lot of regret about that. Like cuz it felt I still feel selfish about that, you know, like as a person, I feel like because and I think I was under a lot of stress personally at the time.
It was a stressful time. It was freaking February after a year of lockdown.
Yeah, and I had just moved to Portland. Like I was staying in an Airbnb in a basement and like spending a ton of money on this Airbnb and like I wasn't happy with my dog's situation. Um it just was a lot, you know? And so like then to think then to feel like guilt on top of it that I felt guilty about like hijacking this session. Um it was a lot of really strong feelings at the same time, and I still haven't quite worked through it, but I have at least come to a place of logical being like, yeah, like, and Brandon's helped me a lot with that, being like, yeah, this is something that definitely would happen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's also like it was like maybe difficult to get through, and I mean, we had to talk about like how this could happen in the game because it basically never does.
Yeah.
But it is one of my favorite moments to be a DM. Just see like this complete lack of control as
Yeah.
far as like the narrative, what could happen, and then everyone felt feelings, and it's like I feel like even if they're weird feelings, you've succeeded in a way because you're experiencing something there's no way we would be experiencing if we weren't playing this game together.
Yeah, and I remember feeling like guilt as well, because just the week or the session previous, I remember Wayne was like basically attached himself to Lauren, like he's gonna follow whatever Lauren recommends, and like you had texted me that, and then like that week I started having panic attacks, and like that bled into my playing. And so like when we faced Strahd in the chapel, like I as a player like just couldn't speak up physically, and like so therefore Lauren froze, and then Wayne felt like he didn't respect Lauren anymore, and then he left, and so like it was like, oh gosh, like Lauren felt bad about that, but then I felt bad about it as a player. So, yeah, it's crazy how real life can affect D&D, and D&D can also affect real life in both directions.
Curse of Strahd is supposed to be doing this to you. I know you have like other things in life that maybe compounded that. Like he's supposed to make it feel really hopeless and make you feel the feelings of I'm stuck, there's nothing I can do, I'm powerless in this world, and every good action that I even try to do is doesn't matter in the end.
Just like real life.
Exactly. Maybe you can do something about it in the end, maybe you can't, but it's kind of the battle throughout.
Yeah, and I think me personally, a lot of times I look at D&D and I think like I want to throw myself in 100% and not be influenced by Parker, you know? Like I want it to be, I want the world to happen how the world is going to happen without like personal bias and judgment and things like that. And that's an inherently flawed thought. Like you can't separate the two. Just like you said, Ben, like your outside world influences D&D and vice versa. And I think that's actually one of kind of the beautiful things about D&D is it's almost like a support group in a way, where you show up periodically, scheduled times, you all get around, you sit around and you talk. This is around a fictional fantasy that you're all imagining. And they're actually doing a lot of research into like fantasy therapy. Essentially they're doing stuff with like VR. They're doing stuff with there's a name for it and I can't remember what it is.
There's also neural feedback machines where you basically put on a helmet and then you play a game with your mind. That it reads your alpha waves versus your theta waves, your beta waves. I can't remember. The alpha waves are like the peaceful ones, and like the more of those you generate, the faster your car goes, for example.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it like trains you to have like more peaceful thoughts.
Interesting.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
It tricks you with a game. That's why I love games. Like that's why I became a recreation therapist, is just because like what the lowest point in my life so far has been when I was on my mission. Like I probably should have been hospitalized for my like suicidal thoughts. Like it was really bad. Like I remember having very, very specific and like a plan and everything, you know. And I remember the two things that helped me out the most, and this was also right when my dad like fell off the roof. So
was that while you were gone?
Yeah, it was.
Oh.
So like just a bunch of stuff at the same time, and I did not like my companion at all. It was the lowest point in my life. And I remember two things or three things. One, I remember soccer helped me out a ton. Like we'd play soccer every week, and that was so helpful for me just to get out and play soccer and get that distraction. Honestly, that kept me going. And then the other one was yeah. And then the other one was I went to the mission president's house because after they had given me like a suicidal thoughts like assessment essentially. And I filled it out, and then my mission president, they were like, yeah, he needs to go to the hospital. And my president was like, don't worry about it. Just send him up to me and like, we'll take care of it, which is a little interesting when I think back on it.
Yeah, that is.
But it did help. Like it didn't fix anything, but
Interesting is one word for it. I'll leave it at that.
yeah. And then I actually got put with one of my best friends, Preston. I got put with Preston as a mission companion afterwards, and we became friends in the MTC. So we were friends in the mission at that point. And those were like the best times of my mission because we didn't do anything. Like we didn't like we barely taught. We taught like families in the ward. We didn't really teach anybody else. We didn't go proselyting like ever. And that was what I needed, honestly. Like I spent 2 days in or 3 days in a literal closet and didn't leave for 3 days. Like I closed myself in a closet, turned off all the lights, and I spent 3 days in there. And Preston would bring me food in the closet. Like, and
what about the bathroom?
I ate my poop. No, I did unfortunately go to the bathroom in the toilet. And yeah, like so like that's the thing is I will forever just respect that because like, and I feel a bond because he helped me. But then my present was like, he gave me a blessing, and it was an odd blessing because I remember him saying that he was casting the demons out of me, and I was like, is this demons? Like this doesn't feel like demons.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel afraid. I feel very sad and hopeless. You know, like it's not fear. But then he was like, take a couple days off, just go to DC. And we went to a ton of Smithsonian's, and that was so like those two things are recreation, and they were two of the most helpful things for me for sure. So
That's cool.
and that's why I love D&D is because like you get together, you have this, and I love recreation, so it's a recreation thing, and then it helps us feel connected, and if any of us ever aren't doing okay, we have an avenue to check in with each other, you know, like this is a way for us to keep in contact and do that. So that's really nice for me. And so
we definitely have checked in.
Yeah.
It's really helpful that we can do that as a group. And I think that we have a unique group too of really open-minded and empathic or empathetic. Like we really good at understanding, I think, and listening. I think that's a little bit rare in a group of guys specifically because it's basically all guys right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really good.
Yeah, I think there's pretty strong value alignment. Like I think compassion and empathy is pretty strong among all of us, and Parker's fun is just contagious.
Well, I drag people into it whether they want to or not. I won't let any of you leave me, so I'll drag you kicking and screaming into having fun. It's a lot less fun to play D&D on your own, I'll say that. So yeah, I agree.
You tried?
Yeah, I have actually. There's choose your own adventure books. There's
I've done the same thing too. It is not as fun.
Oh yeah, there's the video games.
Yep. There's an app that is a AI dungeon, but that one it doesn't do it. It doesn't do it like and the dungeon the AI doesn't handle questions very well, so that's always a problem.
Just action.
Yeah, like it basically just expects you to fight everything, I think. So
attack.
Yeah.
There's a door. I attack it.
Because it is open script. It's like you find yourself in a room and there's a bat. And like I was like, if I ask the bat a question, like it'll then send me on a ship and I'll meet a god and I'll be like, what just happened? Yeah.
Someday we'll defeat Strahd and all of our trauma will be resolved. Be great.
Yeah. I know it's been a while since I've DM'd for that, and I've been more excited about getting back into it, so it's going to happen soon, I think.
No rush at all.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm thinking about it in my free time, so I know it will happen sooner now.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's actually an interesting thing because with DMing, you can basically spend an infinite amount of time thinking about it. There's no limit. And so that's one thing that's been tough for me is being intentional about thinking about DMing, like not being mindlessly thinking about my DMing. But like last night, it was like 11 o'clock and it was like 10:30 and I was just winding down for bed and a thought hit me about the campaign and I just like, it was so like empowering. I just went with it and I spent like the next hour and a half just furiously writing a ton of stuff down. And that was a cool moment. Like I'm really happy that happened. And that was a moment where it didn't feel mindless. Like it felt very, very like meaningful and purposeful and we'll see how it translates to the game. I'm excited to see.
Nice.
Awesome.
I feel bad I can't be there tomorrow.
Well, I will see if it happens. Usually when there's 3 people, it's hit or miss whether if like one person cancels, we're down to 2 and people are sometimes not wanting to play with 2. So it might not happen. We'll see. Also, I'll see if I have COVID and see if I'm running a temperature tomorrow. So if not, then hopefully you can still come over, Ben.
Yeah, usually, I mean, depends on what kind of test you took, but hopefully you'll know by then. I imagine you will.
Yeah, I think they said potentially 24 hours. I didn't do a rapid test, so we'll see. I'll keep you updated.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna end the stream. Does anybody have anything else they really want to do or talk about on the stream?
Cauliflower.
Flour rice.
I ended it. The safe word